What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily. We have one big giant story and a lot of questions. With that said, let's jump into our one and only, and it's a huge story, and it's a first look of what the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra is going to look like. Now, if you've been following the channel, you know that we've been talking about this phone, and one of the latest developments for this phone has been that it's going to have an S Pen, and the S Pen is going to go into the phone. That all seems true. It all seems like the Note is going to be dead as well. And you're gonna see all this, so let's just dive right into the meat. So this is coming from OnLeaks, and OnLeaks, he put it on the Digit website. In the headlines right here, you can see S22 Ultra leaks in new renders. S22 Ultra has an S Pen slot, and the design is similar to the Note 20. S22 Ultra has a P-shaped camera module. So when we look at this first photo right here, you can see there is a P-shaped camera module. This design is getting a ton of dislikes on my Twitter feed from a lot of other creators and leakers and people that I follow on Twitter. I don't hate this design that much. Do I absolutely love it? Love it? No, but it's different. You know, the P-shaped camera actually is, I don't think it's that bad, to be honest with you. I think it looks kind of cool. What kind of throws me off a little bit about this design, just staring at it, I don't know what it is. It looks like the screen, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the bezels aren't, I just don't know what it is. Something about it looks kind of cheap, and I can't put my finger on it. Maybe you guys can as we look through more of these photos. This next image just shows, you know, top and bottom. And if you look at it, especially the one on the bottom, you see on the right-hand side of that phone, you're gonna see the S Pen. S Pen, obviously when you flip it over, will be on the bottom left of this, but ultimately you do see the S Pen insert for the Galaxy S22 Ultra. And if we continue looking on through these different photos, here's another one, and you can see obviously the S Pen at the bottom left there of the photo, showing it off. Then that's the biggest development from this as well. You can see a little camera hump as well, so the camera seemingly will stand out. And then again, when you just look at that front thing, I don't know what it is. Tell me what it is that makes it kind of look, and maybe it doesn't look cheap. Maybe it's just the perception I'm looking at this, but you do see the camera punch hole at the top of the phone. So it's obviously, we've heard it's not going to have an under display camera, and obviously these renders are showing that it won't have that under display camera. I wanted to show you this photo as well, because this photo shows off how big the camera hump will be. Now, I'm gonna have a case on this, so to me, it's not gonna be a huge deal, and I won't really care at the end of the day, but it is something to take note of, that this camera is seemingly, by all intents and purposes, will have a fairly good sized camera bump on the back of the phone. Here's another photo of the purplish looking color of this phone. Just, you know, so you can see it at a different angle. Everything stands out a little bit better. The buttons on the right hand side looking like the power and the volume up and down. You can expect also for the fingerprint sensor to be underneath the display on the front of the phone. So what do you guys think? That'll be your question of the day. Do you like the new design of the S22 Ultra? It is a change of sorts on the front and on the back. It looks different. It does. The front to me doesn't really look like a Samsung phone, but you do get the squared off edges slightly, and you do get a P-shaped camera in the back. You get the S Pen insert. So I know it's getting a lot of hate and a lot of dislike on Twitter. I want to know how you guys feel. I don't hate it that much. It doesn't bother me that much. There is something slightly off about it. I don't know if it's because like rounded in areas and then squared. Maybe that's what's kind of throwing me off. But let me know what your thoughts are about the S22 Ultra. With that said, guys, let's jump into the Q&A portion of the video and drop that beat. First question comes from Mustafa Ahmed. Hi Greg, I like to subscribe to the new VPN. Which VPN do you recommend? Which VPN do you use? So I don't use a VPN all that much, but when I do, I have recently used, and I did like it, ExpressVPN. So I have a link for that, link it down below if you want to sign up, and I've had good success with that, so ExpressVPN. Next up comes from Robert Sisson, who says, Given that it feels almost certain that Samsung will end their Note problem by turning the S22 Ultra into the Note 22 Ultra or whatever, do you believe that they will keep the Note name on that phone, and will it likely have all the Note tweaks as well as the S Pen that make Note a Note? P.S. Truthfully, I wish they'd wait and bring the Note out later in the year with a rollable screen. So no, I think the Note name is gone. I do think, as you've seen from the renders, that they will bring all the software features that the Note had over to the S line, because it's not that hard to do for them to do that, especially if it's going to be inserted. And while it's inserted, you can obviously figure out that it's going to charge, it's going to have all the Bluetooth features. So this is going to be the same S Pen that you got on the Note phones on this phone. Orlando Vintez says, do you think that the button placement on the S Pen should be closer to the tip? I always have to adjust the pen in my hand when I go to use it. I don't, so as you know, I'm not a huge S Pen person, but let me grab the one I have now. I guess I would, yeah, I actually like it right here, if that's what you mean. It doesn't need to be anything. Like where I hold the pen, I generally hold it right where that button is, so I think it's actually, the placement is very, very good where it is. Let me know about you guys. Bohaya says it's actually a challenge. Could you use the external display on the Z Fold 3 all day? And what he means is this tall, skinny display on here. Could I use that all day? Yes, I could. Would I want to? No. Would it make me unhappy? Very much so. It's just too long and skinny and not big enough. I would be very, very unhappy with this, so I'm not gonna even try that. Moni says, I have the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic LTE. And my first question is, Samsung said that the watch has DX Plus Gorilla Glass. Should I install a screen protector and a ring on the rotating bezel, I think you mean? And my second question is when they are going to make new apps like WhatsApp and Facebook on the new Wear OS so we can answer calls from the watch directly. So to answer your first question, I don't have a glass or protective around the bezel, but I wouldn't mind recommending that. I'd say, yeah, do it, because it's so cheap and you're like, what, 10 bucks? If it works, great. If you don't like it, just take it off. It's 10 bucks. And then to add on to that, apps being added and updated, I haven't heard anything recently, so I really don't have an answer on that. Bass player guy, which looks better, the Pixel 6 Pro or the S21 Ultra? So I think I would have to say, which I can't find it right now, I think just looks alone, it's not it there. Here it is. Here it is. I'd probably say the S21 Ultra. I don't mind the way the 6 Pro looks. Maybe I'll change my mind when I see it in person, but like, just, you know, this is cool looking. This is good looking. So I'd say the S21 Ultra. What about you? King Adonis, do you believe that once the Fold starts selling a lot, will they start seeing a Z Fold Ultra come to the market in the future? I believe it's coming. Yeah, I do believe we're gonna see something. I actually think we're gonna see an Ultra version or like a higher end version this year. That's my guess. I hope I'm right. So yeah, I do think that's coming. It's just, I think it's gonna be within the next year or two. Dave, I'm just about to order an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Which color should I choose to receive it the soonest? When do you think I will get it? I have to go on Apple's website and just go on Apple's website and look, see what the color to get is. I got the silver white color. I would assume the blue is gonna be hard to get, so like any of the other colors besides blue will probably be easier to get. Life Crazy says, rollable or foldable, which do you prefer? I've said it before, right now, if I had to think about it, because I've never tried a rollable display, I would say foldable. It just seems like it fits into your life better, like it's more practical. So I would say foldable, but I am dying to try a rollable. I think that would be really nice and interesting to try out. And our last question of the day comes from Mark Daniel Miller. Why doesn't Apple have a home smart display yet, like the Nest Hub Max? And when will they release one? That is a fantastic question, fantastic thought. I would love to see one of these. I actually just recently picked up some Siri speakers, some HomePod minis for a speaker setup for my Apple TV, and I actually like them pretty good. But in terms of like a screen, I don't know. You figure they usually do things like 3 years later than Google or Samsung does, so I would probably say within the next 2 or 3 years we'll probably see one. I don't think you'll see it too soon though. Thanks for all the questions, guys. If you would like to ask a question in the next video, put the word question down below in the comments. I will answer it in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road.